Patrice Onwuka is with us right now, the Independent Women's Forum Center for Economic Opportunity, the director there. We've also got Kristal Knight with us, the Democratic strategist extraordinaire. Kristal, end it with you and begin with you on what some had hoped in the Democratic Party to be an issue with some amount of wind at their back, and that is on bringing out the base, post-Roe v. Wade and the Supreme Court. It seemed to work for a while. It might still work right now, but these other issues have become predominant for Democrats. Does that worry you?
Well, it doesn't worry me. I knew that, once Roe versus Wade, the decision was, announced, folks would get, roused up, the base would be energized around this particular issue, but it would be naive to expect that that issue would take us all the way through November when crime is still high, inflation is high, and people are having a hard time economically in this country. And so there are other issues that are important. I think we're seeing abortion still take a big issue or take place in the state of Georgia in the Senate race, but ultimately voters care about their pocketbook issues, and that's why they're going to head to the polls in November.
All right, if that's the case then, Patrice, so far at least the advantage would seem to go to Republicans. That might not always be the factor here, but how do you see this sorting out?
Well, I agree. I mean, Democrats have been in power for 2 years now, and they passed a recent Inflation Reduction Act that Americans know does not reduce inflation, will do nothing to deal with those pocketbook issues that my colleague here was talking about. And so, yes, it's not surprising that the Dobbs effect has lost its steam. I think also you have to look at the demographics. When you look at hardworking people, low-income people, middle-class families who are struggling with, 11% increase in groceries over the past year, they're thinking about what's happening here and now. And as states have, things have settled when it comes to the abortion issue at the state level, people are recognizing where the threat really is and whether they have the luxury of focusing on abortion versus focusing on filling up their gas tank, which, as we know, gas prices are rising once again.
People are reminded, even aside from gas, Kristal, which had been declining for a while now, is back to increasing, I believe, 17 or 18 straight days, that even that argument has been taken from the president. But he keeps telling Americans, we have a good job market, which in many senses we do, and that's different from the 70s. But you don't want to dismiss Americans' concerns by saying that thanks to the strong job backdrop, you don't have anything to worry about. That does appear to be a message that is ticking them off when they hear it. What do you think?
Well, I think historically Democrats have had a hard time messaging, and we don't have a good echo chamber where we repeat the same thing over and over again. But I think as it relates to this inflation issue, listen, there's no perfect answer. There's no one, zinger that I could say that would really, identify
just acknowledge it. It's a problem. And prices are running around like crazy. Do something.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a problem.
So, Patrice, what do you think of that? To bash it is one thing. If you're the party challenging the party in power, you want to keep reminding folks of this. But you got to come up with solutions yourself. Are the solutions that Republicans are proposing, like cutting taxes, maybe more drilling, enough for people? What do you think?
Well, I think it's a start. I think the GOP has put out their own plan with some economic ideas included in there. It's really important, though, that people are able to keep as much of their money as possible right now. It's important that they have as many opportunities as possible, and we don't have a Department of Labor instituting regulations around independent contracting for those freelancers who just want to make ends meet. So I think you have a Biden administration and, a party in power that is more than willing to push forward their agenda on climate and everything else, forgetting that it has a negative impact on pocketbook issues, and blaming corporate greed does not fly with Americans. And all of these other issues that they've brought up. I mean, Americans recognize that when you give away trillions of dollars.
Time will tell, as they say.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.